In my last video, I had touched a little bit about fear and how I have this fear of failing. Now, I don't necessarily have any evidence to back up me feeling this way, other than just seeing stuff online with people starting their businesses and then failing, or even that phrase that says something along the lines of you don't make money within the first 5 years of your business. Can't remember exactly what the phrase is, but I kind of have those thoughts in the back of my head whenever I'm thinking about, you know, starting my photography business or taking the leap and doing this full time. Fear is a learned behavior. When we first are born, as wee little babies, we are fearless. We're learning to walk, we fall, we get back up, we learn how to ride a bike, we fall, we get back up, we do it. And somewhere along the lines of, you know, becoming a teenager and becoming a young adult and then becoming adult, we have these situations, these experiences that shape that fear into us, that instill the fear, that we somehow learned. Similar to, you know, watching a thriller movie like Final Destination, for example, and seeing the truck go by with all of the trees on it and then it falls, and now we have this fear that it's going to happen whenever we are on the highway driving. But it's never happened to us. Or we see, you know, maybe someone online has talked about them failing or losing their business because of XYZ. You know, we feel empathy towards that person, but now we have this fear that is unlocked, and it still has never happened to us, but we still form this fear. So how do we overcome the fear? How am I learning to overcome this fear of failure? Well, the first thing is changing my mindset. Changing it from the scarcity mindset to being more intentional, to being more fearless, to, you know, being aware of my fear. This goes back to me losing my job. Instead of feeling fearful that I don't know what the future is gonna hold for me, I don't know how I'm gonna come up with this amount of money to pay my bills each month, I don't know how I'm gonna save money, I don't know where money is gonna even come from. By changing the way that my thoughts are around losing my job and how I can come up with ways to make money or look for another job, or, you know, trying to be more positive about the situation, then that's changing your mindset from a scarcity mindset to now I have the future in my hand. Another example of this is, instead of being negative towards the situation, towards not having a job, I'm now utilizing that free time that I now have to do the things that make me happy. And right now that is creating content, and that is helping others out there who may also be in the same boat as me and trying to overcome this obstacle that is now here. There's always a mountain to climb, and you just have to figure out a way to get over that mountain. Which leads into the next point, which is learning to overcome the fear. Now, I know it is not going to happen overnight. You have to train your mind to think positively. We always have this negative mindset when it comes to things that are bad. When you learn to embrace the situation that you're in, or learn to overcome those negative thoughts, that's when you are learning to overcome the fear. And the other thing that I need to remind myself is that it is okay to fail. Failing just gives you another reason to work harder. It gives you a baseline to overcome whatever that obstacle is and to be successful. The other thing is just going out and doing hard things. As I mentioned, fear is not an inherent quality, but rather a learned response shaped by our experiences. And taking the proactive steps to confronting fear is essential to overcoming it. I encourage you to also step out of your comfort zone. Maybe you don't have a photography business. Maybe you are just wanting to create content in general and you're afraid to share a talking story on your Instagram because you're friends with everyone from high school and college and all the walks of your life, and you don't want them to judge you. I encourage you to post that story, that talking story, and just see where it goes. Because I promise a lot of people who are judging you for doing those things are only judging you because they A, want to do that but aren't going to do that, or B, they just are not in the same place as you. Because they're not in the same place as you, they don't see the value in sharing a story about this to become a content creator. Be sure to follow, subscribe, comment. I plan to make more videos relating being unemployed and having a photography business and mindset, health, wellness, all of the above.